I wanted to thank everyone for coming out this morning to really reimagine what downtown Richmond can be all about. When you step off those trains, you know, the Amtrak or the BART, what do we want to say about the wonderful people of Richmond? There's so much pent-up demand for more in Richmond, and we want it to be about the people of Richmond. And I'm thankful that you guys have all sort of chosen me to be part of your vision and your mission to improve and make Richmond one of the greatest cities in America. I have the privilege of introducing Mayor Butt, who will welcome us and also tell us a bit more about this project and its history and where we plan on going with the city of Richmond. Thank you.
Thanks, Ernst. You know, about 75 years ago, this street right here, McDonald Avenue, was among the hottest streets in the entire Bay Area because Richmond's population had boomed over 100,000, and the shipyards and life on McDonald Avenue was 24/7. I mean, these shops were open all the time, so, you know, it's been a long road back, and I've been a part of trying to rebuild that tradition for years and years, and I think we finally turned the corner. You know, the tipping point is here, and this is part of it. And I want to particularly thank Ernst. You know, we've been trying to activate this space and get something in it now for about 5 years, I guess. And what? 8 years, okay. Time flies when you're having fun. So, you know, it's been a long road, and I think that sometimes we're sort of a victim of our own cynicism. You know, it's like, well, how can, you know, this will never work, can't afford it, not enough people, that kind of thing. So, you know, sometimes it takes a guy from Baltimore to come in here and say, what are you guys thinking? You know, we're gonna make this thing work, and here it is, and here we are. And you know, one of the things a lot of people don't know is that 8,000 people a day walk right by here. Richmond BART station, the total boardings on and off of Richmond BART average 8,000 people a day. I mean, if you're in the retail business, where else would you want to be? Come on, guys, this is where it's at. So I'm very excited about this. I think that I think it's going to be incredibly successful. And again, I want to thank Ernst for having the vision to just come in here and you know, get it done. You know, the next speaker was supposed to be Latifah Simon, who's our BART representative, and she had some kind of an emergency or a conflict today, and she couldn't be here. But she asked me to express how excited she is about this and how pleased she is that BART can be a part of it. So I think the next person up, I don't know whether I'm supposed to, okay, there you are. Oh, you represent BART, okay. We got BART here right there.
Yeah. So BART, I'm Paul Voix with the BART Property Development Department, and you know, BART is extremely excited about this, and you know, not that long ago, Amanda Elliott, Janet Johnson, Matt Trecker. Amanda Elliott, of course, is from Richmond Main Street. Janet Johnson's with the City of Richmond. Introduced me right here in this spot, very spot, to Ernst Valerie, and you know, here we'd like to first thank Richmond Main Street, the City of Richmond, and Oak Park, Ernest Valerie, of course, Flynn Architecture. We're just thrilled to see this come to fruition. When we met Ernst, my impression of you was that you're a true visionary, a person of vision, and here you are, a short time later, having brought everything to fruition. with this groundbreaking. So thank you so much. Also, this will serve to, the Richmond Business Hub will serve to further energize downtown Richmond, and great things are coming here to this space as a result. Thank you so much.
I just want to say a quick thing about Paul. There's a lot of layers of bureaucracy between city, BART, and Paul has been just, 9 o'clock p.m., 10 o'clock p.m., just trying to resolve those things. And the reason why we were able to do this in such a expeditious manner is because everyone really cares. And that's one of the things that, you can't manufacture. And Paul, you were a really big part of that. Thank you. Our next speaker is Mr. Bill Lindsay, the city manager for the city of Richmond. And, when you come into a new place, you have to wonder, we develop a little bit different than other developers. We really want to make sure that we understand the community and that, we have willing partners on the other side. And meeting Mr. Lindsay, I felt that his staff and him, they were ready for something to happen here in the city of Richmond, and his job is to execute, and I also see my job is to execute. The vision and the plan, that comes from you, the people of Richmond. Our job is simply to execute, and when I saw him as an executor and me as someone that wants to execute, I thought this was a perfect place for me to be, and thank you so much for everything that you've done to make Richmond great. Thank you, Mr. Lindsay.
I guess better executor than executioner, right? Is that? Walking into the building here, I know this looks like an empty shell, but I can already tell there is good karma here, because when I walked in, one of the first things I saw, if you look up there, there's a little metal plate, and it says future. And so this empty shell now has a name, and it's the future of downtown Richmond, the first step. So this is really I describe it as a lucky day by any definition. They talk about luck being at the right place at the right time. Certainly downtown Richmond is the right place and the right time. This begins a series of investments that'll bring transit-based housing and supporting an active, vibrant area. And so this is just the beginning of what's coming. And they also talk about luck being opportunity meeting preparation. Again, opportunity is right here. But the preparation has been going on for years and years and years. And it started with a vision that the City Council started years and years ago, and Mayor Butt was part of that, going way back when, a belief in downtown Richmond and what can happen. And then the work by the then Richmond Redevelopment Agency to set the points of development, making investments in what on their face might be kind of mundane structures like a parking garage that really facilitates investment happening. And I was glad to see Steve Duran, who's in the back there, former executive director of the Richmond Redevelopment Agency, who had a tremendous role in, as part of that execution, putting investments in place that can lead to more things happening. It also takes patience to weather a miserable recession, but with the understanding that the vision was worth waiting for, and it was one that was worth waiting for. It continues to be worth waiting for. And the perseverance by the partners, like Richmond Main Street and the leadership of Amanda Elliott, and Bart, a great partner in this, with and also Chevron with their EQIP program. And you'll be hearing from these folks later on, so I won't talk about their individual accomplishments. And then I think that now we have an outstanding and visionary, enthusiastic developer who's going to put it all together, and I guess I would say he's going to execute. So no pressure, Ernst, it's all yours now. I just want to thank all of those involved, congratulations, and please enjoy this very lucky day. Thanks.
So my journey into Richmond started with Janet Johnson. I called Janet and I said, you know, I took the train to the end of the line and I found this wonderful place and it says, you're the economic development specialist here and I need to talk to you. And she's started just telling me these wonderful things about Richmond. And I took a flight and came and she toured me around the city, and the passion and the love that she has for this city, it was palpable. Like, it's one of those things that drives me today. When we have setbacks, when things get pushed back on agendas, when, you know, construction numbers come in and it's not quite where it needs to be, I think of Janet, and it keeps me going. And so it's with great pleasure that I bring up Ms. Janet Johnson.
Wow. Good morning. Well, I'm going to try not to cry. I've been talking to God all night, so I think He's got me. I am Janet Johnson. I'm the Economic Development Director for the City of Richmond, and 19 years ago, the city hired me primarily to revitalize downtown Richmond using a new initiative called Main Street USA. I'm a 40-year resident of Richmond by choice. I live here. I love this city. This groundbreaking ceremony today helps to make this a great day in Richmond in general and downtown specifically for several reasons. First, it's downtown. And all downtowns and commercial districts need to thrive and provide goods and services for all of its residents, workers, and visitors. Second, economically, as a retail study informed us several years ago, from this very spot, there's about $1.6 billion of trade potential that leaks out of Richmond annually in a 5-minute drive time from this spot. Also from this radius, some of the city's largest employers are here. Chevron, West County School District, Kaiser, Social Security, the Postal Services, they're all here with thousands of workers that look for places to eat, drink coffee, have lunch every day, and they have to drive from this district to do so. That won't happen anymore with this development today. As well as the residents in the neighborhoods that surrounds this district and this area. We have the Iron Triangle, we have Belden Woods, Marina Bay, Point Richmond, Civic Center, 23rd Street, Santa Fe, North and East. They're all 5 minutes away from this amazing space. And also, as Mayor Butt said, 8,000 folks commute through here by BART every day. And they use this amazing intermodal station to go about their way of doing things throughout their day. And they come home and they come through here and they need places to be. And we need goods and services here. And we're starting that with Ernst today. Thank you so much for being here. And transportation and the environment. Basically, by having a thriving downtown in this district, people don't have to get in their cars and drive to leave Richmond to go to find those goods and services. They can walk to those goods and services. And we will be able to help save tons of greenhouse gases from people having to get in their car to go find places to eat and drink coffee. And for these reasons, I want to thank God, first of all, and some of the folks who have worked with me over these years to make this day possible. First, I have to thank the City Manager, Bill Lindsay. Thank you, Mr. Lindsay, for believing in a thriving downtown and always supporting and understanding the importance of downtown. Thank you for making sure that Main Street always got funded, that we also always got what we needed. It made it possible for us to be here today and to stay here. And second, Richmond Main Street and the Downtown Business District this community actually was able to go out and get the district, the first property business improvement district approved in Contra Costa County is here. And that district actually fund the good work that Main Street is able to do. We did that after the redevelopment agency went away in 2012 and was just renewed by 67% of those property owners this year for another 5 years. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the intentional hard work that you do every day to make Main Street what it is today. And thanks to Ernst Valerie. Thank you for showing up here. Thank you for stopping and noticing this building when you walked by as you was coming to a stakeholders meeting at Main Street and saw this amazing vacant space in the heart of downtown. Thank you for not just walking by. Thank you for not turning your back on us and stand here and work with us to get this done when all the obstacles came up against you. Thank you for doing that. We love you. You are a blessing to downtown. I know a blessing when I see one, and you are it. And lastly, I want to thank all the funders for participating in this, Chevron through EQIP, the city, BART, the tenants who will be here who will occupy this space, and of course the residents, the workers, and the players who will be here and who will enjoy this space. So thank you so much. This is a wonderful day for me. I'm still pinching myself, but it is here. I know it's real. I see all of you. You are real. I'm not dreaming. So thank you for making this possible.
Our next speaker is Amanda Elliott of Richmond Main Street. Folks just don't know what they do. I mean, they do just about everything. From Manny Carvajal from OPC, Oak Park Construction, local to Oakland. If he needs a key to get into this space, Amanda and Alicia. I mean, it's really just amazing how present they are, how much they care, and how, they are really the engine for this corridor, and they're going to be our partners for years to come. And thank you so much, Amanda.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Downtown Richmond. This has been a long time coming. It's been a hard-fought battle to get this happening, and we are really, really excited to see this day come. Richmond Main Street has been doing this work downtown for the past 17 years. And we are so happy to say that hard work does pay off. As the operator of the Downtown Business Improvement District, we're proud to have the opportunity to bring developers like Ernst Valerie and tenants like CoBiz and Red Bay Coffee and property owners like BART together. And with the support of the city, Janet Johnson, and the city manager, we've done some pretty spectacular things in terms of our matchmaking with a project like this. Wouldn't you say that this is a pretty big deal? So, and I think like me, that the residents and the stakeholders are thrilled to witness this day and this groundbreaking. More than 8 years in the making, this retail space has had a few starts and stops. We had hoped something else would be here, but we believe that now we have the right partners and that we are bringing them all together. I should say welcome and thanks to everyone who has worked so hard to make this happen, especially Janet Johnson, who brought me here. I am a resident of Richmond. I had been working in Oakland and Berkeley and San Francisco. I lived in Richmond for more than 30 years, but had not ever worked in the city. And Janet and I actually attend the same church, and I had just finished a program, a master's program, and I said, I'm looking to do something in the community, and I would love a leadership position. And she said, are you interested in working in Richmond? And I said, yes. And she said, well, come to a couple of meetings and find out about this program that we have going on. And so she brought me downtown, and she brought me to Richmond Main Street. And so I am forever thankful of her. And it has become a passion, and it is really something that I have put my heart and soul into. And I really want to thank my staff because they also have put their heart and soul into this, and I'm trying not to cry either. But Alicia Gallo, if you could give her a hand. And our newest member, Flo Wiley. And I believe I have some of my board here too, Michael, and let's see, other board members here? Yeah. All right, well, again, thank you there. Yes, Michael. and all the property owners in the district. As Janet said, Richmond Main Street, along with support from the city, was able to pass a property business improvement district in 2012 and then renew it in 2017, and that has been huge. In fact, that has sustained our organization and will sustain us through 2012. And so, as Ernst said, we do a lot in terms of economic revitalization and marketing and promoting the downtown and bringing people together for things like this. So this is a great day in Richmond. This is a great day downtown. And I want to thank you all for being here and onward. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. So every project needs an anchor. And that anchor is the COBIZ. And the folks that made the COBIZ possible are the folks at Chevron. And we spent a long time working with the numbers and the term sheet. So I want to thank Jim Becker and absolutely Andrea Bailey for seeing a new vision of how a corporation can work with the people. And I always say there's two ways of looking at a people. There's handout and then there's investment. And with this project, Chevron has decided to make an investment in the people of Richmond. And that's a complete paradigm shift that we're very proud of. And I've had many conversations with Andrea about how this is transformative and this is a way of the future. So thank you, Andrea.
Good morning. It feels really good to be back here again. Many of you know I recently relocated to Monterey County, but this project, Equip Richmond, the Economic Revitalization Initiative, and COBIZ in particular, is very near and dear to my heart. We started Equip in 2011 with many partners. Many of you are here in the room that really helped us put this project together. Equip Richmond it's an investment, as Ernst said, in the community. It's a $10 million investment in the community around some very strategic, specific projects that we wanted to create to help move the needle on a few community-wide metrics here in Richmond. We also wanted to help really create an environment of entrepreneurship, of self-sufficiency for families, and to help bring some businesses and reinvigorate some of the local business and help spur them on. And of course, as everyone has said before me, none of this would have been possible without Janet and Amanda. And I want to personally thank Amanda for bringing Ernst to the Equip Richmond initiative, for finding the space for us. We had been working on Equip for many years, putting together, I should say Amanda and her team had been working on Equip for many years, putting together the proposal, crunching numbers, trying to find a space. And this has been a real labor of love, I think, for all of us. I want to really give another special thanks, Amanda, Brett Sweet with Renaissance Entrepreneurship Center, James Lee with the Richmond Chamber of Commerce. They were really the partners and the glue that kind of put this together and held this work. I don't want to really take the spotlight, but we'll be doing another event with COBIZ, kind of to get you interested and to tell you more about what we'll be doing here in this space. But I really appreciate this. Ernst, we've been working on this for a long time. We've had some battles. And it's been a lot of work putting this together, but we're here. We're finally here. And I don't know if you remember sitting down in the restaurant just talking about it when it was really just a conversation. And here we are, and it feels really, really good. I look forward to seeing this progress. I look forward to you all coming back when we're open. It's going to be a beautiful place, great local artwork. We want it to be very vibrant with a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of local businesses, a lot of youth entrepreneurship in here, a lot of cultural events. The space is going to be awesome. So keep looking. We're going to be wrapping the windows pretty soon. Our website's going live tomorrow. So stay tuned, and thank you.
So before I bring up Amanda to close us out, I just want to say that development is really about a team and about a community. And this project would not have been possible without a wonderful team. And I want to first acknowledge John Chang from Flynn Architecture. John's right here. John really took this personal, right? So John, his team, they had worked on the Impact Hub. And one of the things that he's like, there's a lot of mistakes that were made there, design things I wish we could have done more. And he's like, we're not going to make these mistakes in Richmond. And so he's really been a great advocate for the city of Richmond. And this is going to be a fantastic design. Next, I'd like to thank Manny Carvajal from Oak Park Construction. And without Manny, this doesn't happen. He really... the East Coast is different from the West Coast. You come out here and everything's like 10 times more expensive. And I'm like, what? How could it be that expensive? In New York, it's only this. But Manny has worked with us to make sure that there's a number that works here. And I really want to thank you for your partnership and some of the struggles we've went through to make sure those numbers work. Next, I'd like to thank the Bay Area LISC, represented here by Roxanne Surreal Garza. Without Bay Area LISC, again, that's the major part of our financing, and they really believe in Richmond. And this is just the beginning of what we're going to do to make this city great. And thank you so much. Lastly, I'd like to thank what I call our anchor tenant here. Red Bay Coffee, and I've been I met Keba and Rachel maybe seven years ago, and just them as individuals and people, they represent the soul of what the Bay Area is all about. And when I looked at this project, I said they must be here, because this is the kind of representation that Richmond needs. And it also represents people here in Richmond. And, with everything that's happening in our country, there's all these little camps, right? And I tend to want to say there's really two camps, right? There's the 3% and the 97%. And Black Lives Matters, Me Too, even the folks that voted for our president, they're all in this 97% camp, right? We have more in common than we have things that set us apart. We're the folks that, we want to have a good life, we want to raise our children and make sure that they have a bright future. And we've got to start to realize that this 97% has to take this country back. And the 3%, have been able to manipulate us into thinking that we all have nothing in common. And this is a place that we hope we could build many places like this that show us how much we have in common. And when we build more, we want to build an innovation center where the tech is not just about, can I get this faster or that, for less price, but technology that starts to bring us closer together. And that's what is going to happen here at the CoBiz and all the things that we do in this great city. And this is a beginning for not just Richmond, for the rest of this country, where we prove that this 97%, we get it. We're all brothers and sisters, and we want new people to come to Richmond, but we also want to acknowledge that the folks that are here are valuable. The folks that are here And the folks that are here get to stay here and get to thrive here. It's the entire notion of development without displacement and building a Bay Area where everyone belongs. Everyone can be seen here. So thank you so much, and I'd like to bring Amanda back up to make final comments and acknowledgments. Thank you all so much. Everyone's been saying Ernst Valerie, but our development team is more than Ernst Valerie. This is our development team. So thank all of us for all the great things in Richmond. Thank you.
And so we have some remarks and acknowledgments from the Supervisor John Joya's office. Sonia Bustamante, if you could come and say a few words.
We'll see what happens when you go last, is everybody said so many great articulate things, and then they go, okay, you can close it out. But what's so striking to me today is, this is a wonderful example of what it means to build partnerships for community organizations, private companies, the city, the governments to come together, and instead of figuring out how to work with small amounts of resources, we're leveraging each other's resources to bring something powerful into the community. And this is what investment in the community looks like, right? So we just, from County Supervisor John Joya, we just wanted to, cheer you on, congratulations, offer our support with any way we can, but right on, keep doing what you're doing, and we want to come to more of these. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Yes, we want to come to more of these. We want to have more of these. This should be happening almost every day downtown. And I want to acknowledge the residents of Richmond that are here, and we have the president of the Iron Triangle Neighborhood Council, Ms. Doris Mason, if you want to just say hello there. Because it's all about the residents too, right? We don't want to forget that. And again, thank the partners, the City of Richmond, SAA, EVI, BART, and Chevron, and Richmond Main Street, and our board of directors. And now I think we're going to go out and hammer some nails. How's that? Thank you, everyone.